Hiya, friends. This is Pastor Dave, and I'm here with another story. Did you ever have one of those days where things happen and everything takes a little longer than it should and you get lost a little bit? That was my day today, and I almost forgot about our story time. Can you believe that? I feel badly. Today's story is a really good one. It's called Julia's House for Lost Creatures. And it's a story about opening our lives and our homes to people who are not the same as we are. Julia's House for Lost Creatures is written by someone whose name is Ben Hatke, and I think that you will like the idea and the pictures in this story. Let's have a listen. Julia's House for Lost Creatures by Ben Hatke. Julia's house came to town and settled by the sea. And that's her mailbox, and you can see there it says Julia on it, Julia. That evening, there was a warm fire and toast and tea. And all the house was quiet. Too quiet. So Julia ran to her workshop. She got out her tools and her paints and went to work. And she made a sign. She hung the sign outside the front door. It said, Julia's House for Lost Creatures. And then she waited. She didn't have to wait for long. Scritch, scratch, scritch, scratch. The sign worked. What is that? It's a cat. Patched up Kitty came to stay, and it was nice to have a friend. Even if he wasn't like the other kitties. Look at that cat. Before long, there was another knock at the door, and it went boom, boom, boom. It was a very sad troll. The city had torn down his bridge, and he asked if he could please stay just until he could get back on his feet. Julia had just settled the troll into her best chair when there was another knock. There were also scrapes, scratches, whines, and barks, and bangs, and bellows. Look at her run for the door. Oh my goodness. Look at who has come to see Julia. Soon, Julia's house was filling up with lost and homeless creatures of every description. They asked for towels and soap, and tea and toast. They had ideas of their own. They spilled things and didn't clean up. And then the troll found Julia's old record player. Stop! Shouted Julia. Everybody, stop! The creatures stopped what they were doing and stood shuffling on their guilty feet. Julia ran to her workshop and closed the door. And that sign says, "Do not disturb." When Julia finally came out, she had a new sign. Julia's House Chore Chart, it says. Now, everyone had a job. There are rules. Clean messes, wipe feet and claws. Looks like the dragon is doing the kitchen, and the mermaid is doing the dishes, the ghost is doing the dusting, and so on. The dragon made toast, and the mermaid washed the dishes. The Folletti tended the fire, the goblins mopped up, and the ghost was in charge of dusting, and the troll picked out the music. At last, there was a warm fire and tea and toast for everyone, and all the house was quiet again, except whoosh, drip, 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 creak. All those things that are wrong with the house. So Julia got out of bed and made one more sign. She put it up outside the door, and then she waited. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. She didn't have to wait for long. The sign says, "Help wanted, repairs, odd jobs, plumbing." Look at that creature who came to answer that sign. The end. Oh, I like that story because it helps us to see that lots of times there are problems that are bigger than just one of us can do by ourselves. Lots of times we all need to take a turn and do something to make a problem get to be a little bit better. It's important to be sharing, it's important to be welcoming, and it's important to be kind. And we treat each other with those things, and we behave like people who can do those things ourselves. I'm happy to share a story with you, and I'll look forward to being back with you tomorrow with another story. Goodbye.